'Was the night before heartswarming, and all through the town. Not a creature was stirring, except for this clown.
Oh, for the last time, Applehome, I am not watching this stupid thing.
But it's heartwarming. Are you sure you don't want to celebrate with us? We always watch a terrible movie in the Apple family.
Yeah, Mr. N, come on!
Sweetie Belle, you want me to watch this thing too? My Celestia, it's Generation 3, come on, give me a break.
Y'all haven't analyzed anything in months. Y'all gotta do something.
Yeah, come on, what are you, scared?
Fine. We'll do a video on a very minty Christmas.
I am going to hate myself by the end of this, aren't I?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's kind of the default state once you've watched it.
I think A Very Minty Christmas has ruined Christmas for me. Forever. That, or it has made it the single greatest holiday season of all time. A Very Minty Christmas is the Generation 3 Christmas special, and it's interesting to say the least. It stars a pony named Minty, no relation, whose special talent seems to be fucking everything up. It seems that everything she touches explodes in a rather spectacular manner. Of course, she seems to be blissfully unaware, and pretty much ruins Christmas forever. Oh, and Christmas is canon, as is Santa. I guess that means there's a horse Jesus somewhere then as well? One little caveat to Horse Christmas is that they need to put up a large candy cane that glows because of reasons. This confection apparently serves as some sort of Father Christmas GPS system, as without it, he can't find Ponyville. All of the ponies put it atop their Christmas tree, and then go about their business, leaving Minty alone with it. This, of course, leads to shenanigans ensuing. The clumsy mayor destroys the piece of peppermint so thoroughly that it shatters like glass, which, to be honest, I consider a bit of an accomplishment. Ever dropped a candy cane? It does not break like that. Maybe you lose the crook and it cracks in half, but I've never seen one shatter into a million pieces. From the very start of this thing, all I can say is that it's a little confused. The ponies walk like quadrupeds, but sometimes I question how their joints even work. Sometimes they move like four-legged creatures, but other times they have a range of motion that no quadruped could ever achieve. In Generation 4, we see this from time to time, but it is never as glaring as it is in here. The animation is done in a hand-drawn, I assume, style, but there are so many little errors and nitpicky things that I could do this entire analysis on those alone. When I saw ponies seeming to rev their engines not 10 minutes in, I knew what I was in for. Add into the fact that the ponies are just straight up ugly. I understand that at the time they were aiming for a more horse-like aesthetic, but there is no excuse for how terrible these character environmental designs are. Even Generations 1 and 2 didn't look this bad. The music isn't much better either. The film has a total of 3 musical numbers, one at the start, then in the middle, and then a final one at the end. All of them suck. Wait, let me correct that. The first one is passable, I suppose, as it's just a generic Christmassy feel-good song. The singer sounds bored out of her damn mind, but I suppose I would be too in her position. The other 2 are simply terrible. The midway song is sung by the protagonist, Minty, about socks, as she has a sock fetish that is established pretty early on. Then the final song is just another feel-good Christmas song that serves as padding to meet the 40-minute runtime. There was only about 10 or so minutes left in the film, and 3.5 of them are taken up by this song, backed by the ponies flying balloons back to Ponyville with a clip show of earlier scenes in the movie flashing through intermittently. There was absolutely no reason for it to be there other than to pad it out, and it honestly would have just been better with just a transition. But that's enough about the god-awful art and even worse music. Let's get on with the worst of the worst, the writing. This story is probably the most contrived, dumb thing I've ever seen. I probably don't have to say more, but I'm compelled to. Characters seem to just exist to fill a gimmick. Things seem to happen just because the plot commands it, and it's all around a bad time. I had to retreat into mocking the story to have any fun. Other than the massive exposition dump at the start regarding Santa and the candy cane, the beginning of the movie just seems to meander about for no good reason until Minty suddenly decides to ruin Christmas, for no reason other than that she wanted to make the candy cane sit right on the tree. One thing that's weird is that they make a point of giving Rainbow Dash a medal for something or other, then never bring it up again. All she does is accept it, then hang around in the background for a while until the plot wants her to say, "Darling." Oh, and she's done a fusion dance with Rarity. It is literally just Rarity's personality dropped into the horse. Once Minty destroys the candy cane, she actually does something I commend. She went to go and tell someone with authority that she messed up and wants to make amends. Unfortunately, the person in charge is Pinkie Pie, who brushes it off and goes back to hanging drapes with Rarity Dash. Honestly, when you think about it, it's all Pinkie's fault. Also, one other thing. This tree with the candy cane on it is literally in the middle of town, and towers above every single building. How on earth did nobody notice that the giant shining candy cane was missing? Did the script just say, nobody ever looks up? This whole thing is just slapdash as all hell and makes absolutely no sense from a storytelling perspective. What's the central conflict here? Minty ruined Christmas? In the whole time that she'd been worrying, they probably could have made a new cane. They started making the thing in the very start of the episode, then it was ready in about 5 minutes. It's a complete non-issue. The movie then, of course, takes it to the next illogical extreme, and Minty decides to become Santa, break into houses, and leave socks behind. All of this is explained through the second terrible musical number, extolling the amazingness of socks for Christmas. All goes well until she breaks into Pinkie's house, gets caught, and then the pink one says to go talk to Santa in the North Pole, as that is obviously the only solution. Then Pinkie tries to stop her leaving. What? It makes absolutely no sense, and I just can't follow the cause and effect here. I mean, it's not like she's actually going to go find the North... Well, she did, somehow. Are the ponies and Santa neighbors? If so, why does he need a damn shiny candy cane to find what are essentially the crazy horse people down the road? What's even dumber is that the entire town packs up to come and rescue her when it's obvious that Santa's not that far away from them and she was told to go by Pinkie. The only dangerous thing that's shown is Minty's own incompetence crashing the balloon and almost killing her and... Thistle Whistle. You know, sidetrack for a moment. Thistle Whistle is the epitome of everything wrong with this film. She has no real character, no real aims, no real personality of her own. All she has is her gimmick. She whistles. Every other thing out of her mouth is just a stock whistling noise, like the voice actress just got bored in the booth. After they've been rescued, they go and meet Santa, only to realize he's not even there because he's delivering toys. We don't even get the payoff of seeing the fat man. The movie just stops there, and it loses what little momentum it had, and the ponies just fly home in an agonizing musical number, only to find their tree and candy cane are magically fixed, and Santa is ripping off Minty's idea about socks, inventing stockings. As a whole, the film just is. There is nothing creative behind it at all. Things just happen for seemingly no reason, and everyone just meanders along until the runtime is filled. If you enjoy mocking bad movies, then yeah, it might be enjoyable. But for everyone else, it's an exercise in self-harm. Honestly, if this is what the rest of Generation 3 is like, then I certainly do not want to watch any more of it. It's honestly the worst example of the accusations that the old show was purely a toy commercial. MLP is and always will be a way to sell toys. But this is so blatantly a case of, screw it, kids will watch anything with pretty colors, that it's just embarrassing. As a whole, I'm not impressed. This wasn't a good premise to start with, but what they did with it, it just makes it even worse. Anyway, now that that's finally out of the way, Merry Christmas, everyone, and I hope you have a brilliant new year. As always, I am Nozavix, and remember to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and if you have anything you want to suggest for me to analyze next, just leave it down in the comments.